Oof. Alright, so... By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babalese embassy today. And why are our police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatagarazu, they called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarazu these past 7 years, it was more or less a mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Yuck. Look forward to your next salary negotiation. Although, it's out of my hands. Oh, but sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even packet noodles anymore. Poor Gumshoe, why do we keep doing this to this poor man? He's gonna go bankrupt. He's only had $5 since 7 years ago. So our victim was the secretariat of this embassy. I take it. Does anyone know what a secretariat is? I am very unknowledgeable when it comes to embassies and such, and I thought that was like a secretary with like in a different language, but I'm not sure. Manny Cochin. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable. Except he was also someone who was accused of murder in the past. So, I'm very interested. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. What if that was intended, though? If the fire burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle. Because, like, usually if he's going to die from... He's going to die for the real reason he's not in any more games. Who's going to die? Oh no. I hope you're not talking about Gumshoe. I don't know what that means, and I'm very confused and very concerned. So, Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Well, the knife is immediately eye-catching. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife. This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? I mean, at least I still have investigations, too, to see these people, so... Unless someone dies now, I have that game. This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although it's also covered in blood. Just like the last thing that I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. Uh-oh. Is someone trying to start a civil war? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, the two countries have the butterfly and flower motif. Isn't... He has the key. Sorry, but like a gas moment here. That's the key. Hmm. There appears to be something in his pocket. I'm gonna make a bad joke. Please forgive me in advance. Is that a key in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? This key. It can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarazu's key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... Thanks. Huh? 7 years ago... Oh. You mean that case where I was framed, sir? Yes. It's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Every time I see that, I can't take it seriously. She just is like, okay, gun now. Which was then stolen by Callisto U. What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife. Eek! Scruffy. At the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. Oh, I feel like the victim right now. All trampled on, sir. Humph. I suppose I'll just have to fill you in for now. The secret to this key is... it was on the back, I believe. Let me just... zoom out a bit, I guess. There we go. Bing! My super secret switchblade. Oh. Wow, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. You haven't seen magic tricks until you've seen the magnificent Mr. Hat commit some court crime. I knew it. Key is a knife, but the knife is the key to the safe. The safe has one lock. Man uses the lock, but this has two. Is the key... Which? He has one man uses to lock, but this has two. I'm not sure which safe you're referring to. Maybe I haven't seen the safe yet. I knew it. Oh, and this has the flower. This has the flower iconography, tying it to the other country. So, this could possibly support the idea. Because this would have been from when, before the Civil War. Or not the Civil War, but like before the two countries split. Which would suggest that this is Cadopian in nature. This is the same exact piece of evidence that... Time waste, lol. Oh. Oh no, not a time waste. Oof. Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern on the blade. Unimportant. Yeah, this is a time waste. I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines, crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir? I think it looks like a bunch of stairs, if you ask me. One of those six-sided stars. Wow, I can't read. Just like the police marks on our IDs. They don't use 10 words, but 10 will do. Yeah. I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. Yeah, they want to just pack a little prose in there. You know, just a little bit of flavor text. Sometimes they're in on the side of too much, but you know, it's fine. But the real question is, why was the Babalese embassy's secretariat holding this? Well, we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key. We do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarazu from the Cadopian embassy. That's right. Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer. Okay, I forgot that this was stolen. I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Cadopia. Oh no, I have to learn history. Oh, why don't you ask Ambassador Palleino about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Cadopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. I don't trust that man, though. Alright, so there's blood on the front. It's a knife wound. It's obvious what he was killed with, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound. Indeed. Alright. His hands are swayed. This man. Where do I know him from? Manny. Oh my goodness, we're not going to be able to know it's Manny for too long, aren't we? This man. Oh, no, that's still just me wondering who this man is. Alright. Let me through. Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting its investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near this site. You got it? That's definitely laying. If I let you examine the site, my superior would get really angry at me. You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy, so why don't we do what he says? Gumshoe's a good guy. Yes, I suppose we might as well. "3K, let her go. Because this is a national treasure, can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it. Secret passageway. Interesting. Possibly. I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the Secretariat. But there is a possibility that it is related to the murder. Wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give it up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we have some, solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. This might be one of the prima duck statues Kay was talking about earlier. Legitimately, I thought this was just like a Steel Samurai, like, statuette. Okay, so it was intentional. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. I must add this to my collection of Steel Samurai memorabilia. Oh my goodness, guys. I can become famous. Wow, I could buy followers, primes, and viewers on followinbot.com. Wow. Probably totally legitimate and definitely not a scam. Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on this display rack, sir. Knives, huh? Well, they don't match the knives we saw. I know! What an opportunity! I better get this deal down fast. Who knows how long it will be there. I'll remember you guys all when I'm famous from all the bots that follow me. I guess the handles got all burnt off by the fire. Ooh, if they are the same blade, then that would mean the knife would have had to be placed, or the body would have had to be placed after the murder, because they would have gotten arsoned. So even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Palleino, are these knives yours? Why, yes they are. My next stream would be tomorrow. If you actually scroll down, I have a schedule. that I keep up to date pretty consistently. I update it every Sunday. Next stream should be Saturday, 5 p.m. Oh no, I skipped that. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabast's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Bobblese ones have been reduced to this state. So next stream would be me continuing this game. I might do, actually, let me get a poll in the chat. What do people feel about stream on Sunday, maybe? Well, no, wait, that's Easter Sunday. I'm so sorry. Quarantine has messed with my mind. I forget that Sunday is a holiday. I can't promise that. I'm so sorry. But maybe. Depending on Sunday, I might stream. So far, next one's Saturday. And then on Monday, I will be doing Murder by Numbers, which is a Picross game that is like a mystery game. And then from there, I'll figure out what my other stuff is gonna be. There's a small release on the tang of this blade. Ambassador Palladino, what is this notch here for? Oh, that. It's a feature of the knives, where you can freely exchange the handles on them. So that you can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. Like my ornamental knife versus my down-to-business knife versus my stabbing knife, maybe? I don't know. What are my different knife uses? I see. So these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed. I guess I will talk to the man. I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Okay, so is he really just a secretary? I don't know what a secretariat is. Please, someone, if you know, fill me in. I don't know what words mean. Ambassador Palladino, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That, and only that, and maybe getting accused of murder, depending on how I feel. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochen's as well. Ooh, yeah, like, look at that. Look at that sprite. I can't trust this man. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating. A European secretary. Yeah, he's an authority. I can't trust authority people. Okay, so it is a secretary. Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote the Babel. He's in the smuggling ring. He's totally in the smuggling ring. He's trying to buy me off with his coupons. But here's the thing. I don't know how to use a coupon. I've never saved money in my life. You can't get me in your smuggling ring. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babel. He's a good guy? Okay. I'll believe you. I can't pull another Cabanella. I've distrusted men before who turned out to be good guys. I'm so sorry, Cabanella. I always regret my mistake. And now I remember. The Republic of Babel is known for its feverish tourism industry. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased Manny Cochin. He was my— oh! Now he's just gonna use the word secretary. I see how it is. After I sent my wonderful friends to go investigate, you're just gonna tell me. He was my secretary at the embassy secretariat. charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss for our country. He was in charge of everything: accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. Treasures, you say? I'm sorry, but did you just say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. A printing press? Not just a regular printer? I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yeah, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and drove enthusiastically into his job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee the embassy's renovations. So, what is Manny's aim? I couldn't talk to the man, so I don't know much about him, but it is interesting that he also talked to you on the same day she murdered someone. I forgot she killed 2 people. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him. What are these renovations? Oh, what exactly did you mean by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy thinking we're a poor nation, can we? I mean, you're using a printing press. But then again, maybe nowadays it's gone antique. Like, it did that curve where a printing press was really cheap, and now it's very expensive and trendy to use one. So, renovating the embassy is something of an investment. Part of the ring? I think he's part of... I know Manny was part of the smuggling ring, or at least accused of it. This guy, I think, might be part of the ring. Maybe he's a good guy, but I don't know. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us. Ambassador Poliano, I'm gonna butcher his name a million times. I was wondering if I may ask you about Cadopia. Cadopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochen's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy, is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. It is a butterfly knife type. That's not all about this key, and it has the flower symbol, so that connects it to Cadopian as a whole. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Though it's interesting, it also has a vine motif, which has not survived in either country. I wonder why. Oh, how fascinating. Is it possible the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? In its knife form, there is a flower mark at the base of the blade. Or I guess maybe the vines are just connected to the flower. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be part of Cadopia. And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both of Cadopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still Cadopia. Ambassador Palladino, this key was stolen from the Cadopian embassy 7 years ago. By Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarazu. Are we gonna, like, take Francisca aside at some point to be like, so Francisca, on the note of the Great Yatagarazu, we might have majorly goofed up 7 years ago. Oh, really? That is a reaction. You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into the embassy at that time? I'm sorry. I can't be much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babel became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. I wonder if he was killed specifically to hide some info. Mr. Cochet and Miss Yu knew each other about 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarazu's key here in the present. Alright. Is there anything I can present to him? So, you know what? Here's the thing. What if the knife isn't actually from this country's side? This is actually possibly from a different country's side, the other country. We're in the Babalese. What if this knife that killed him is actually from the Alabest side, and they just switched out the handles in order to obfuscate that fact? I'm gonna check out this wall. Hey! It's another butterfly! I believe it is a symbol of the Republic of Babal. Since that would make sense why the handle wasn't burned off. It was not originally here during the fire. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I first became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire. Whoa, Edgeworth, you're tearing him down. Let the man be. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. I don't know. People who haven't played the game, who are first time with me, what are your thoughts? What are your theories? You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it right? Yes, of course I don't. And I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. No, you can't take away Kay. It would be wise of you to give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove this to be true. Go ahead and try, then, if you're that confident. I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. I can't lose to some Naruto red-eyed wannabe. So, no, the dialogue's different, I think, so I probably got everything here that's important. Right? Yeah, I think I got everything important here. I might have to start logicking some stuff. So, we got motif on the handle is butterfly. So, probably going to connect that to the butterfly of Babel. Yeah. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Babalese species of butterfly. Doesn't it? Plus it says right here. This knife is property Yeah, I did do the logic. So I got this connected. This knife is property of the Republic of Babel. Perhaps this means that the knife was used in the crime. Oh, perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. Alright, I don't have anything else to connect yet. So, did that give me anything to work with? Nope. Here, I'll talk to Francisca. Miles Edgeworth. Oh, what is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince anyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I mean, that's typical. I'm not a youngest sibling. I'm an elder sibling. Elder sibling gang, rise up. Oh, lag maybe. Yeah, sorry. There's a little bit that sometimes happens. But, I assume that all younger siblings would want to flex on their older siblings like that. But I never let my younger sibling, older sibling squad, I never let my younger sibling have that sort of power. I make sure to keep her in her place. Every morning I T-pose to establish my dominance. I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. Yes, yeah. This is just normal eldest sibling procedures. As we all know, we do our daily T-poses in order to maintain balance within the home. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy? And the murder. I was investigating at the Abestian. Yeah. She can't respect her elders. She's like, my dad was awful, so I must now become the elder. She's spiritually becoming the eldest. She's siphoning that elder energy into herself. I was investigating at the Albestian embassy when I got wind of this mess. Ah, that's right. The Yatagarazu was due to appear at that embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although, there was an incident at the Albestinian embassy as well. Ooh, tell me more. No, we're gonna have to see Agent Lang again. I'm gonna have to do the voice. I'm gonna need water if I have to do his voice again. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Balbalese embassy. Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. The energy of having Lang and Francisca in the same room is going to be overwhelming. Like, imagine if you were in Interpol, working with Interpol, and you're like, yep, I gotta work with Von Karma today and Agent Lang. You just couldn't survive. I assume that Interpol has seen 100% turnover rate since Francisca and Agent Lang started working together. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarazu? Lang, do I gang? Kay would never harm a soul, sir. Hey. You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in this case, Mr. Faraday. So she's that feisty little girl. Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagarazu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life. I see. Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarazu just keeps on tricking us all. How so? The Yatagarazu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circle. You know what there is, sirs? It's a breach of contract, and it's going on the rap sheet. Honestly, that was the worst crime the Yatagarazu committed. Murder? Fine. Arson? Fine. Breaking a promise? You know your boy's going down. You know that I'm packing up the Yatagarazu and sending them straight to jail. If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder, though, if Callisto Yu really is the Yatagarazu. What? I mean, I don't know what... Let's see, what else can I examine? I can hear my dog in the background. Sorry if you guys can hear the barking. Yeah, she is... The Yatagarazu in charge of this is the evil Robin Hood to Kay's good, noble Robin Hood. Did I see this already? Yes, I saw this already. Gonna skip that. We don't need to see that. We've already heard this. Really hope someone takes care of the dog. I'm in a different room, so I can't do that. Let's see. Is there something? This ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. A ceiling fan? What does one of those do? What? Gumshoe. How do you not know what a ceiling fan is? Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one's ceiling. Well, if I had one of those in my room, I'd bet I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I fell asleep. Detective Gumshoe, in the real world we close our eyes when we sleep. Maybe he's just talented. Oh, here's the safe you mentioned before. A small personal safe. This was Mr. Kochen's office, so perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Ah, of course. It's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without a key. Okay, and there's the key for Mark. Okay, so stealing of secret. Yep, I'm playing this at home. Safe from COVID-19. Quarantine ain't got me down because I have video games. So how am I supposed to lock this? Or walk through this? Key used at embassy and locked safe is what I'm gonna say first. I mean, just key in a safe. It makes sense. Yes. I figured it out. We know for a fact that the Yatagarazu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim Mr. Kochen's pocket. Anyone else playing some cool games while staying at home? Staying safe and indoors? Which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go check it out.